Democrats definitely in disarray. Their latest attempts to attack what's going on right now, we have from the Democrats' Twitter, and if you're wondering the date on this, this is 1/27/2025. This is not from 2008.
Literally 2 days ago.
Donald Trump is putting together an administration focused on Wall Street, not Main Street.
Like, it's not even believable.
Biden
These are the people that want tax cuts for people who live in rich zip codes, the SALT stuff. And they're like, wait a minute, what about these, $1 billion pharmaceutical companies? What about them?
I just think someone set this off their flip phone. I don't know. I haven't heard this in a long time. Probably since 2008. And then the other one that's getting a lot of buzz is this New York magazine cover. It's called The Cruel Kids Table, out late with the young right as they contemplate cultural domination. And if you take a look, it is, for the audio listeners, well-dressed, happy, probably notably white for the reason they chose this. People at a party during the inauguration. And again, I think JD Vance is like, they're trying to make us look as cool as possible.
Yeah.
And I think they accomplished
this picture. I mean, you're right. Joyful, happy, gorgeous people in their 20s. Like any 20-year-old looks at this and goes, I want to be at this so-called cruel kids table. But it's important to note in this photograph that you show all these ridiculously gorgeous, young men and women, that they cropped everything. So in this photo, they cropped out 3 black people in the photo. Like just to the left of that girl, there's 2 black guys. And then in the word table, that the BL covers up the face of another black guy.
Yeah.
So and then they complain, it's all a bunch of white people. That's because you cropped all the blacks out of the photo because it doesn't go with these people are so full of, what?
Oh my gosh.
And I have to say, just an interesting point in all this. And first off, yes, I'm jealous. I wish I was at this party.
Yeah,
maybe they are the cool kids that look like a lot of fun. But someone pointed out that we have, and sorry, there's a little bit of nudity, unfortunately. How liberals present conservatives versus how conservatives present themselves. We have the cool kids table on the left. Then on the right, we have this like weird conservatives kind of pin-up calendar deal going on.
Yeah, that was from that calendar that like Riley Gaines was on last year.
Yeah, I love Riley. Nothing against people personally partaking, but it was interesting for me to observe that the left basically tried their best to make a case against these young people being villains and made them look cool and beautiful and like happy. And then,
but exciting, right?
Conservatives are coming out with, stuff like this to, be conservative. Look at this magazine of like hot people, basically. And
if you need a pinup, at least make sure the girl votes Republican. And you're like, well,
I think it's worth taking a step back to understand the opportunity that we have here as a dominating coalition right now. JD Vance actually specifically, I believe, spoke to Congress on ways to ensure that we have this majority coalition before. But to the point of people smarter than I don't think people want to see like conservative art or don't want to see like Christian movies. They want to see good movies and good art, beautiful art, and that beauty is transcendent. It could be a good opportunity for us to think now about how do we build up our institutions to produce beauty when it comes to dress, when it comes to architecture, when it comes to worship, even when it comes to government buildings, as we mentioned before, or government services. And it's funny that the left tried their best to make it look bad, but then they ended up kind of capturing something beautiful, like young people enjoying being out, having a good time, the joy of winning, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I guess I want to just accent your point there a little bit. What we really want is good art, good stories. Back when the country was actually by default already, like good in nature. You know what I mean? Like we don't want like, it's got to be overtly Catholic, this or that. We just want really, really good art, really, really good music, really, really good shows. And, when Christianity, Western civilization, back when that was the default, that would be, I think, the better approach.
Absolutely.
1 second, though, back to the cover. I do think it's kind of interesting that, like, why is it that a bunch of these young kids at like a crypto inaugural ball or whatever it was that they did, and they just look so happy and gorgeous. Why is it that the New York Magazine is like it's stuck in their craw? Like what? Why is this
It bothered
the
them.
cruel kids table? Why are they getting
Yeah.
so mad? And somebody made the point. It's like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting the truth, and the truth is, after all this talk, it was just petty high school social resentments that have floated to the surface from a bunch of liberal theater kids. It's not like you guys are really caring about addressing, racism or injustice. Okay. Yeah. Now we know what's really going on.
The cruel kids table.
Yeah.